Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to add products into our system from the back end of InstantOrder. So what you see here is the administration panel. The administration panel is the back end of our ordering system, which allows users or administrators to add all kinds of settings from the store to its products to everything else. What I'm going to show you today is how to add products. So what you would be doing is you're going to be looking at a menu we send you, and you're going to go to the products page and add the product. When I click on the products page, you'll see that I already have a list of products already on here. These are some ones that are already pre-made. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a new product, and then I can also look at some of these previous products just so you can see how they show up. One other thing I want you to notice is that this URL is just a pre-made URL that we have for demonstrations purposes. When you actually begin to add inventories and off a menu, you're actually going to be given a different URL from us, but all of them are going to be order.something website, and then you'll see a /admin. When you first go to the administration panel, they'll give you a login profile. I will give you credentials to log in at that time. So moving forward, we're going to click Create New Product here, and I'm going to explain some of these different option boxes. So when I click Create New Product, you'll see there's inventory code, sale code, tax code, unit price, presentation code, timer, label, 2 checkboxes, description, and add to message cart. Most of these things you will not be worrying about, but a few of them you will be using. For starters, I'm going to go with the easy ones. Unit price. This is obviously the price of the product. You'll be able to pull that price off the menu that I give you in order to see. So if the price is $5, you'll put 5.00. Pretty straightforward. Tax code. Tax code is only for taxing certain things. So in America we have taxes on certain items such as beverages, where other items such as food we do not have tax. So tax code will normally not be used unless it's a beverage such as a drink or a soda or a milkshake or something like that. Otherwise you'll keep this blank. Sale code is something you're not going to have to worry about because it's only for certain systems that is not going to be the type of systems you work with. Same as presentation code. Presentation code allows custom options that it's nothing you'll ever have to worry about. So neither one of these are anything you'll have to deal with. Inventory code. Inventory code is going to be the code that is similar to the product. So for instance, if our label is pizza, your inventory code will be pizza. Inventory codes are just something that allows the user to know when we run out of a certain item. Timer code. Timer code is something that allows the user to know which station it's using in the kitchen. To be honest with you, I think you'll be able to just keep this blank and we can fill it in later. Down here you'll see it's for delivery and for pickup. This is for the restaurant, so they know that if this food item or product that you're entering can be delivered or not, and it can be picked up or not. Every single item that you enter will at least be for pickup. For delivery, only certain items will be. For you, I would just say check both boxes for every single item, and we can change it accordingly. Description. This is a description of the item. So for instance, we're doing pizza here. So we could say it's a 10-inch crust pizza with red sauce. Add to cart message. This is a message that shows after a message has been added into the cart. Once again, I would say just leave it blank for now. When I click Save Changes, you'll see it will take us into the actual product pizza we just added. So we were in products, now we're in product pizza. The next thing you'll want to do right away is choose an image. Now for choosing images, I can give you a list of images that you'll be able to browse for. Otherwise, if you want, I can have you add all these things and maybe we can just add the images later ourselves. So if we're doing pizza, I'm going to add a picture of a nice looking pizza. Okay, it says upload complete. So if I refresh the page, you'll see now that this image is in there. The next thing I'm going to be showing you is option groups and add-on groups. This is something very important, so you need to listen to exactly how this works. So in our ordering system, I'll show you the front end real quick. You'll see two different types of boxes. So I go to pizza, which is a category, small pizza. This is a product like we're adding. We're adding a second one called pizza, so it'll be over here. When I click small pizza, you'll see that we have the label we put, our description down here, the label of the whole thing, the price, and then you'll see that there's a drop down right here called crust type, and then you'll see whole pizza toppings with some check boxes. So understand that option groups is the drop down. So crust type would be our option group. You can have as many as you want. So our option types would be original crush or fresh dough for this. The one thing you got to know is that for option groups, are things that you have to choose at least one, and you can only choose one. For instance, we have to choose a type of crust. We either have original or fresh dough, but you cannot choose both. Add-on groups are things that you can choose 0 or multiple, such as checkboxes. So an add-on group for this is going to be whole pizza toppings. So you can see we have all these different pizza toppings, and I can choose multiple of these, or I can choose none. So for this particular item, you'll see I have multiple add-on groups. I have whole pizza, I have half pizza. And the reason why that is if something's on one half. So I'm going to go back and show you this exact product. So if I go back to my products here, you'll see if I scroll down, small pizza. This is the one we were just looking at over here. So if I click on show details, you can see the same things are filled out as we showed before. The image is filled out, but now you'll see over here the add-on options. So the option group, which once again is the drop down, you'll see crust type, which is what we saw over here, crust type. If I go to edit crust type, you'll see I have my original crust and my fresh dough. Now once again, you'll have a label, original crust, and you'll notice there's original space crust, and then the inventory code, just like it was originally, which is the same thing, but you never put any spaces. So it's original crust with no space. Got fresh dough with no space. Once again, the sale number is not important. You don't have to worry about it. Every once in a while, certain add-ons or options will have extra prices. For instance, you'll have a product and they need to add an extra 10 or 25 cents, and that will go right here. And then also, one other thing you can see is I got crust type, and then default option. You must choose one. So I'm going to do original crust for this. Save changes. Going back to the product, small pizza, I'll show you also the add-on groups. Whole pizza, half pizza, just like you saw. Whole pizza and half pizza. When I click on whole pizza toppings and edit, you'll see it's something very similar. We have a label, we have a description, so whole pizza toppings, that's what they see right here. A group code, not very important, just explain kind of what it is. It's a small pizza, whole topping, and a description, toppings for the whole pizza. Down here, you'll see once again all the different toppings we have. Now the order you add these in is the order they will display on here. Onions, green peppers, pepperoni. You'll see onions, green peppers, pepperoni. You also see this weight over here. All the weight is to reorder it. So if you add these things in a different order and you want to change it, you can change these numbers around and update weights, and it will switch the order around so that you can have them in a select order. Really, I'm not going to be too worried about you ordering this in a certain order. Just make sure you add all of them, and at that point I can change them around if need be. Another thing you can see is, once again, you're not going to have to worry about the sale number. You have label, you have inventory thing, so green space peppers, green peppers, no space. And then since these are add-on toppings for a pizza, you'll notice that each one of these things has 0.7, which is 70 cents price. So if I click edit on this thing, you'll see that I have 0.7, or you can put 0.70 for 70. Onions, inventory code onions, don't worry about this, don't worry about this. So, moving back, that's basically all you need to know for this. We have catalogs too. A catalog you see is a pizza. A catalog is the categories on the front end. So you'll see this pizza right here, that's the catalog. And then you can see that that small pizza is in that pizza catalog. Once again, I'm not going to worry about you creating the right catalogs. As long as you enter all the products in, I can worry about organization later. So don't worry about catalogs too much. Moving back, I'm going to go back to my products and go back to the one we were working on, which was just called pizza. You'll see that we have inventory, our unit price, keeping these blank, our description, moving down, we found our picture. I'm going to do something similar to the other pieces just so you can see. So option groups. Create new product option group. I'm going to click this. It's going to ask me for some things. So label. I'm going to do crust type. We're going to make it just like the other one. This select your crust type. Group code, once again, is a description of the whole thing. So I'm going to put pizza crust type. Basically, it's just the product you're adding and then whatever you're adding behind it as in the label. Save changes. Okay, this takes me to the second screen. You'll see, remember, before we had the crust type. So the first thing we want to do is create the new option choices, which is going to be the different drop-down options. Label. So if you remember, we had original crust and fresh dough. So ORIGINIL, original crust. Inventory code is going to be the exact same thing, but with no space. So I'm going to take original crust, and I'm going to remove the space. There is no price for the crust type. Tax code, sale code, don't worry about. Save changes. Create one more. Fresh dough. And once again, we're going to add the inventory code, fresh dough, and the price. Save changes. Now once both those are on there, our default option, you got to make sure you make a selection or it's going to give you an error. So we're going to click original crust. We're going to save changes. Now our pizza has a crust option. Next, we're going to do add-on groups. For this demonstration, I'm not going to add on every single topping that we had on the other one. I'll just add a few. So create new add-on product group. Toppings. Pizza. Toppings. Pizza. Toppings. Notice I just put pizza toppings in here just because this is the name of the product as well, so I don't need to say pizza twice. So now that we're in here, notice it doesn't have a default option over here because these are checkboxes, which means you do not have to select one. Create new add-on items. So, onions. Since there's no space in here, you can use the same exact word for the inventory code. If you remember on those pizzas, it was 70 cents. Now different toppings for different size pizzas will have different prices. The menu I give you will tell you how much each topping is for each size pizza. For instance, a large pizza, it might be $1 or $1.25 per topping. Save changes. You'll see onions. Create new. We're going to do green peppers. I'm going to copy that. Inventory, green peppers. Remove the space. Once again, 70 cents. Alright. And now we're going to do mushrooms. Mushroom. Once again, same because there's no space. 70 cents. Save changes. Alright, I'm going to save changes all this. I'm going to go back to the product pizza. As I was saying before, catalogs is to add to certain things. So I'm going to add a catalog. I'll select pizza. Save changes. Now that I added this to catalog and save changes, when I go back to my front end, as you see, it's the same URL, but instead of /administrator, it's /menu. So when you're doing testing, this is something you might want to look at. I'm going to refresh the page, and now when I go to pizza, you'll see our new product, pizza, right here next to the small pizza which is previously created. Now when I click on pizza, you'll see it's that same picture, 10-inch pizza crust with red sauce as we made our description, and then you'll see the two different options. So here is our option group, which has to select one, original or fresh dough, and here is our add-on groups, which none are selected, and we can select all three. Now when I click add product, you'll see the cart up here just went, and now you can see pizza and all the group options we have. I think that pretty much wraps it up with adding products in this section. There are a bunch of other things in this back end, but none that you are really going to have to mess with too much. The biggest thing to keep in mind is that you want to make sure that you get all the prices right and all the words spelled correctly. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching this tutorial.